The blue screen of death. There's probably no error screen more terrifying than this one. 1 second, you're just using your computer like normal, maybe browsing the internet and watching a video. Then suddenly, everything freezes, and Windows hits you with that giant blue screen. But here's the thing. The blue screen of death isn't actually the problem. It's more like your computer telling you, hey, something went seriously wrong and I need to stop before things get worse. Think of it like your PC pulling the emergency brake. Windows only shows this screen when it finds a problem it can't safely ignore. Maybe a driver crashed, some hardware is failing. Instead of letting everything crash completely, Windows shuts itself down to prevent more damage. Yeah, even though it looks bad, the blue screen of death is basically your computer trying to save itself. 404 not found. There's a good chance you've seen this one before. You click on a link expecting a website to open, but instead, you're met with this. So, what happened? Well, despite what most people think, a 404 doesn't actually mean the website is down. It just means the page you're looking for can't be found. Think of it like showing up to someone's house only to find they've already moved. The address still exists, it's just not where they live anymore. So yeah, a 404 isn't telling you the website disappeared. It's telling you that the specific place you were trying to reach no longer exists. 403 forbidden. This one happens while trying to open a page you're sure should exist. You click the link, but instead of opening, you're greeted with a simple 403 forbidden. Unlike a 404 error, the page you're looking for isn't missing. These websites know exactly what you're trying to access. The problem is, they won't let you in. This can happen for a few reasons. Maybe the page is restricted to certain users, you don't have the right permissions, or the website's owner has blocked access completely. That's the thing. A 403 error doesn't say the page don't exist. It's saying the page is there, but you're just not allowed to see it. Your connection is not private. This one's a little different because it doesn't just warn you that something went wrong. It's actually trying to tell you to stop. Most people see your connection is not private and immediately think the website has been hacked. But that's not necessarily true. What your browser is really saying is, it can't verify that this connection is secure. This could happen because the website's security certificate has a problem, or in rare cases, someone could be trying to intercept your connection. That's why browsers take this one so seriously. This site can't be reached. At first glance, this looks a lot like a 404 error. You type in a website, hit enter, and instead of loading, your browser simply says, this site can't be reached. But unlike a 404, your browser never actually made it to the website. It tried to connect, and for one reason or another, it couldn't. Maybe your internet went down, or there's a problem somewhere between you and the website. In other words, before the website even had a chance to respond, the connection had already failed. Connection timed out. This one is pretty straightforward. You try opening a website, and it actually starts connecting. But after waiting for a while, you see a connection timed out. Unlike the last error, your browser did manage to reach the website. The problem is, it waited too long for a response. And obviously, that response never came. So instead of waiting much longer, your browser eventually gives up and shows you this message. Low disk space. This one's a lot less dramatic than a blue screen, but if you keep ignoring it, it can cause just as many headaches. At some point, you've probably seen your computer warn you that you're running low on disk space. It might seem harmless at first. After all, if there's still a little space left, what's the big deal? The problem is, your computer needs free storage for more than just saving your files. Behind the scenes, your computer is constantly creating temporary files, downloading updates, and moving data around to keep everything running smoothly. Once that free space starts disappearing, even those background tasks begin to struggle. That's why your computer can suddenly feel slow, struggle to install updates, or even refuse to save new files. The good news is, the fix is usually simple. Clear out a few files you no longer need, giving your device enough room to work with. App not responding. There's a good chance you've forced an app to close after seeing this message. Most people take that as a sign the app has crashed. But surprisingly, that's not always true. Sometimes it's still working, opening a large file, rendering a video, or finishing a task in the background. The only problem is, it isn't responding to Windows. After waiting for a while, Windows assumes the app has stopped responding and gives you the option to close it. Of course, sometimes it really has crashed, but other times, closing it just means interrupting a task that would have finished if you'd waited a little longer. The 500 internal server error. Some error messages tell you what you did wrong, but a 500 internal server error doesn't. Whenever you see this, it usually means the website ran into a problem it wasn't expecting. Some code crashed, or something behind the scenes simply stopped working. Whatever happened, it happened long before the page ever reached your screen. The frustrating part is, the website usually knows something went wrong, but it just can't tell you exactly what. So if you ever see this one, there's usually not much you can do except wait for the website to fix itself.